Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely.
Host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of the program. Boy, it has been a weekend. It has been a weekend of hurt, of grief, of rage. Just a mixture of emotions, especially for those of us in Dallas after this ambush. And we're not a news outlet here on the Gavin Mitchell Show. We don't have the resources to bring you the breaking, up-to-date news. We have news agencies around the country, nationally, locally, to do that for us. And we've depended on them, and they've done a great job. I do have some criticism for them in this program, but I want to continue the dialogue because this isn't something we need to table. This isn't something we need to just forget about. This isn't a situation like every other shooting in this country where we just let the rhetoric die and move on down the road after it's said and done with nothing being achieved. It's that simple. Now, if you would like to connect with the program, you can find us on the web, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com. You are welcome to email me anytime, Gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. And we are on Twitter @TheGMShow. So this situation happens, and it is a Black Lives Matter, even though that's not the umbrella they were working under. That's what it was. It was a Black Lives Matter movement, and it was protesting these two shootings in Baton Rouge and Minnesota. And what I want to do is I just want to extend this discussion about leadership, and I want to extend this discussion about what's really going on here, because we're running around acting off emotion and not looking at the facts, not looking at reality. And one of the places you have to turn to, you have to start at the top. Barack Obama came out the day after the shooting, and he said that includes protesters. It includes family members who have grave concerns about police conduct. They've said that is unacceptable. Talking about people of all races and backgrounds are outraged by the inexcusable attacks on police. That's his statement. That includes protesters and includes family members who have grave concerns about police conduct, and they've said this is unacceptable. There is no division here. That's not true at all. It's not even close to true. Because if you look at this Black Lives Matter movement, they claim to be peaceful. They claim to just want the killing from white cops to black males to stop. They want justice, and that's the platform they're working off of. But after this situation happened, it hasn't been covered in the media a great deal. There is a 7-Eleven not but a few blocks from where this happened, in which the 7-Eleven shut down. Every business in downtown shut down. People went home the best they could. But there was a group of protesters and others lined up in front of the 7-Eleven, so much so that the police had to form a line because they were worried about damaging and looting the 7-Eleven. And there, these individuals were mocking the police. After 5 of them had just died and more shot, they're mocking them. They're throwing up gang signs in their face. They're taunting them. And the police held their line. Black Lives Matter are often quoted as saying, pigs in a blanket, fry 'em like bacon. Those aren't peaceful chants. That incites violence. That's what it does. Now, this Black Lives Matter movement, what is it about? What are they upset about? It all started in Ferguson, Missouri. And if you listen to the Saturday program, you heard a lot of this. But I don't want it to fly by you too quickly. I want you to be able to absorb this because it's important. We haven't seen divisiveness like this since the 60s. But at least during those movements, we had people like Dr. Martin Luther King who insisted on nonviolent outcomes, who refused to take part in any violence. And the cause there was just. It was legitimate. A black man should have every right to go to the exact same water fountain a white man does. A black family should be able to go into any restaurant that serves the public the same a white family should. You shouldn't have to sit in the back of a bus if you don't choose to do so. These are legitimate concerns. They are worth voicing opinions. That is not what we're facing here, despite what Barack Obama has to say about it. Barack Obama has compared Black Lives Matter to protests to abolition and women's suffrage movements. That's not true at all. Because as we're going to cover in the second segment, the whole basis and the anger and the frustration from Black Lives Matter, it's fictitious. It's an emotional movement. It is not backed by fact. And so it's not the same. There's not a real problem here. It's a made-up problem. And what it has done is it has fractured this country along racial lines that are absolutely unacceptable. You have genuine hate from one person to another because of their skin color. And that is absolutely 100% unacceptable. And it's being promoted. It's being furthered. It's being validated by leaders like Barack Obama, who comes out with racial rhetoric. Every time he opens his mouth after a situation, it's two things: something racial and gun control. And when I say racial, that can be grouped into, we can use a broad definition to say religious. We could say racial. We could say anti-gay, whatever you want to say, homophobic, whatever. But it's some type of persecution on minorities. That is his rhetoric. It's always both things when these events happen. Some type of prejudice and hate towards a group and gun control. But what this president isn't saying about Dallas is that this was a hate crime. And I don't understand why the words of the shooter are not as good as a confession to him. I don't get it. Because in Orlando, that guy screamed, "I'm all about ISIS." He called 911 to plant his flag and say, "I am an ISIS sympathizer." Whether he is officially associated with them or not, he's been indoctrinated. He's been filled with the hate. That was a terrorist attack. In Dallas, you have somebody who has said, "I'm not affiliated with anybody, but I hate white people, and I am out to kill as many white cops as I possibly can." That is a hate crime. He targeted a specific group of individuals because of their skin color and their uniform. It's a hate crime, but you won't hear that out of the president's mouth. It doesn't match his rhetoric. It doesn't advance his agenda. It's that simple. Now, who is Black Lives Matter? It all started in Ferguson, Missouri, when Michael Brown was shot and killed by Officer Darren Wilson. And all the reports said that Michael Brown had his hands up saying, "Don't shoot," and he was executed on the streets of Ferguson. That's what Black Lives Matter hung their hat on. That's what started this whole movement. Well, it was Barack Obama's Department of Justice, not George Bush's Department of Justice, not the local police department. It was Barack Obama's Department of Justice, headed by Loretta Lynch, two of the biggest race pimps there are. They decided that, one, that story wasn't true, that in fact Brown reached into the squad car more than likely after Darren Wilson's gun. He then stepped back several feet, clenched his fist, and to use a street term, was getting charged up, and then came after Officer Wilson again, at which time Officer Wilson shot him. It's a very different narrative, reality, from what Black Lives Matter claims happened. The DOJ came to the conclusion there is no evidence to disprove Wilson's statement that he feared for his safety. Of course he did. This guy reached into his car, tried to get his gun, backed off, and then charged him. Of course he feared for his safety. And I'm going to say it here like I've said it every time, whether these shootings are justified or not. If you don't put yourself in that situation, the outcome is completely different. If he doesn't reach in that squad car after the gun and he doesn't charge the officer, he doesn't get shot. In Minnesota, if he puts his hands on the wheel and says, hey, I've got a gun, he doesn't get shot, but he's not going to do that because he's a convicted felon and he's not supposed to have a gun. Same thing for the situation out in Baton Rouge. The call was this guy was making threats with guns, and then he resisted arrest. For all they know, that he has a gun, and he did. If you don't put yourself in these situations, the outcome is completely different, whether the shooting is justified or not. I'm not trying to minimize that. But that's where Black Lives Matter came from. So this whole premise is based on fiction. The facts do not back it up. Not even close. Now, I'm not done with the facts. We're going to get into many more next.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with Brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the Blue Collar Professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So we spent the first segment talking about the lack of leadership from Barack Obama and how Black Lives Matter was formed on this fictitious platform. It just simply wasn't what happened. But Barack Obama's not the only one feeling this. Hillary Clinton, Loretta Lynch, Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, they're all out there, and I like to call them modern day slave pimps because they got to find a way to make sure that their constituency, whatever it is this week, whether it's a minority group of religious people, whether it's a minority group of sexual orientation, race, it doesn't matter. They have to find their constituency. They have to make sure that they have been wronged somehow, even if it's not factually correct. They have no two ways to go about it. Otherwise, they don't have any power. Otherwise, they don't have anybody to lead. They don't have a way to get their face out on TV, and they don't have a way to line their pockets. And so they continue to push this, and they continue to sell lies to people who are ignorant to the truth. Because the truth is, this problem they're screaming about, white cops killing black men, is not true. And you say, well, Gavin, I've seen it on TV. That's because the media covers it because people are interested in it. It's not because the media covers it because it's the only thing going on. In fact, Harvard professor and economist Roland G. Fryer Jr., Dr. Fryer, works with numbers. He's a guy like me. He collects data, he plugs it into models, and whatever the outcomes that gets spit out, that's what it is. And he sees all of this going on, and he says, protesting is not my thing. Keep in mind, Dr. Fryer is a black man. Protesting is not my thing, but data is my thing. So I decided I was going to collect a bunch of data and try to understand what is really going on when it comes to racial differences in police use of force. Now, here's a logical approach. Is there really a problem or not? So he did this study in the wake of high-profile police shootings of black men, such as Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, so on and so forth. He looked at 1,000 officer-involved shootings across 10 major cities in California, Florida, and Texas. The study found that white police may show racial bias in terms of other types of force, such as the use of hands, pushing a suspect to the ground or against a wall, but there was no indication of racial bias when it comes to firing a gun. None. The data doesn't support it. Dr. Fryer says it's the most surprising result of my career. Because the narrative out there, even carried by, quote, conservative outlets like Fox News, is that this is a problem. It's not. It's not even close. Well, how can you say it's not even close, Gavin? Well, Heather McDonald has written a book, War on Cops. She is the Thomas W. Smith Fellow at Manhattan Institute, and that is a research incubator that is second to none. And she caught my attention because she was on Rush's show. Rush doesn't have guests. Pay attention. Rush doesn't have guests on his show. He'll let callers call in, but he doesn't do interviews on his show. So when he does, it catches my attention because I've been told by my bosses and other people that one day I hope to work for, when I inquire, how can I make the show better? What am I doing wrong? Help me get better at this. The best ones have come back and say, hey, cut the interviews. They're not telling your listeners anything you can't tell them in a shorter period of time. And then on top of that, they're plugging whatever they're doing. Just drop the interviews unless it is completely relevant and it is very important. Well, Rush felt that this was completely relevant and very important for his listeners to hear. So he brought on Heather McDonald, and she's got 2 pages of stats here. Now, keep in mind, all of these Black Lives Matter movements happen because a black man has been shot by a white police officer. They claim they are being mowed down and executed because of their race. Never mind if there was a crime in progress. Never mind if the officer's life was really threatened. None of that matters. They don't wait for the facts to come in, for the investigation to complete, and the adjudication process to run its course. That doesn't work for them. Because if you look in Baltimore, remember when Freddie Gray died in the back of the police van? They rioted like crazy. But once the justice system had the time to run its course, evidence was presented, and verdicts were rendered, they have yet to get a guilty conviction on any of it. All of them have been not guilty. No protests. None. And so she spit out a bunch of facts that completely dismantle Black Lives Matter. In March 2015, the Department of Justice under Barack Obama found that black and Hispanic officers are more likely to shoot an unarmed black man under threat misinterpretation. Well, what is threat misinterpretation? It's when they believe someone is armed when they're not. So it's not white cops. Black and Hispanic officers are more likely to shoot in that situation. The New York Police Department did a study. Black officers are 3.3 times more likely to use their gun. Now, in this situation, these 2 facts, when they stand alone, scream it's not white cops killing black people. It's black and Hispanics at a higher rate. 12% of whites and Hispanics die of homicide, are killed by police officers. So of all the homicides with white and Hispanics, 12 of them are homicides. 4% of blacks are killed by police officers who die of homicide. 6,000 blacks die of homicide each year, and they commit homicide at 6 times the rate of white and Hispanics. So not only are a greater number of homicides being committed by black people, of those homicides, only 4% are killed by police officers, while 12% of white and Hispanics are killed by police officers. Black males are 40% of all cop killings. They were responsible for 40% of all cop killings, but they only represent 6% of the population. Well, now the numbers are starting to paint a picture, aren't they? A Department of Justice stat, while blacks are only 13% of the population, between 1980 and 2008, blacks committed 52% of the murders. Between 2001 and 2015, that is the timetable for the Iraq and Afghan wars. During that time, if you take the total number of people killed in those 2 wars combined, it is equal to Chicago's death toll over the same period. It would take cops 40 years to kill as many black men as black men that died in 2012 alone by homicide. So in 2012, 4,472 black men were killed at the hands of a black man. 112 black men died at the hands of cops. Some of those justified, some of them unjustified. It would take cops 40 years to kill as many black people at that rate as black people killed black people in 2012 alone. Now, I hear you. One unjustified shooting by police officers is one too many. I'm with you 110%. But this isn't an epidemic like Black Lives Matter screams. It's simply not. Black men are 18.5 times more likely to kill a cop than an unarmed black man is likely to be killed by a police officer. 18.5 times. So this shows you the anger, the fear, the frustration that Black Lives Matter's movement, not only is it a lie fabricated by those labor pimps I told you about, by those slave pimps I told you about, it's an emotional cause. And when you react out of emotion, you never make great decisions, ever. I've never had an emotional decision I made where I look back and be like, that was a good decision. No. Emotional decisions are never good. But that's what's happening here. We're reacting out of emotion. And this emotion runs so deep to some that they're taking matters into their own hands. And they're taking lives of fathers, of brothers, of husbands, of sons who've done absolutely nothing but try to protect. Keep in mind this situation in Dallas when bullets started flying and people ran from the fire. It were the police officers that ran towards it. Those people were there protesting the very core of what policing's about. They didn't like it. They hated the people that were there protecting them. But when push came to shove, they put their lives on the line and did what they had to do to protect those people. Shatama Taylor, who was out there with her 2 kids, was wounded. And as everybody was running, the police turned their back to the gunfire and tried to make sure everybody was protected. She went down. She was hit in the leg, I believe. And a cop came and covered her so she wouldn't be shot again. 2 other cops were there, one at her foot, one at her head, protecting her and her sons. She said while she was there, she saw another officer get hit, and he slumped over. She said, I don't think he made it. I don't think he made it. This was a woman out there protesting the very existence of policing, arguing that they were racist and they just wanted to murder black people, had her life saved by police officers, and now she's changed her tune. She's grateful for those police officers. She says, I want my community to be unified. I want my people to be unified. I want all of us to come together. Please stop and think. Closed mouth, open mind will get you a long way. And she said all this in tears. She was so grateful for the police officers. These are the police that you can call when you are in a situation. You got to remember that. What are we going to do if the police decide, I'm done? What are we going to do if they stop policing? What are we going to do? What if they just decide we're going to boycott? Who are you going to call? And it's so true. The fact of the matter is, because of the scrutiny put on the police unfairly, because of the rhetoric and the racism and the riots, police are afraid to do their job. They're afraid to do their job for another reason. One, they don't know when they're walking into the next ambush because somebody bought all these lies. The other piece is they don't know when somebody's going to claim they unjustly did something and their family and them are going to be put in danger from the backlash of it before the investigation and the adjudication process runs its course. And so they've stepped back. They're afraid to get in there and do their job. What is the result of that? In major cities across the country, crime is up in 90% of some of those cities. And in total, of major cities across the country, Homicide is up 17%. It's because the police aren't able to police the way they're supposed to. You know, Chief David Brown's received a lot of praise from me through this. He's been a great leader. And he's tired. Not only emotionally, but physically. I'm willing to bet he hasn't gotten much sleep. But he continues to lead. And that department has to move forward. It has to. Along with day-to-day activity and investigating this scene. And he's heading it all up. But he stood up the way a leader's supposed to stand up. And he said, you know what? How about those of you who are out there protesting? How about you quit talking and start being part of the solution? The Dallas Police Department's hiring. Come on. We'll put you in the neighborhood you want to be in, whether it's your home neighborhood or whatever. We'll put you there. Be part of the solution. Don't be part of the problem. Because he said it the night that all this happened. Most days they don't feel very appreciated. And isn't that the sad truth? This country, the difference between being civilized and being in a state of anarchy is what social media is calling that thin blue line. And that thin blue line are our police officers. They are the only thing keeping us from craziness, from chaos. Yet this group who doesn't have the stats and the facts to back their cause, who are acting out of emotion, want to spit in the face of these people. Russia put them on their terror list. Black Lives Matter is now on the terror list in Russia because they see their quotes are they incite violence and inject racial intolerance into the community. And they said if that makes it to Europe and even the Russian Federation, it would be bad things. So they put them on the terror watch list. I'm here to tell you that this community, this Black Lives Matter, they've just been lied to. They've been lied to by Barack Obama. They've been lied to by Hillary Clinton, Loretta Lynch, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and all the like. So they can get their fame, so they can get their notoriety, and so they can get their money. They haven't presented the facts to these people. And they're acting out. They believe these guys. They haven't educated themselves on the facts. And so we have to. But we have to do it in a loving way. I'm telling you, I'm as mad as I could be. When that went down, I wanted so bad to just crush people. Whether it was with a microphone, whether it's, I don't know. I was just so mad. That's not the answer. That's acting out of emotion the way they are. That's how they go about doing it.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. Boy, I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
So we need to turn our attention. We need to start putting the pieces back together. And that means getting back to our day-to-day lives. And what we do in our day-to-day lives here is talk about politics, talk about current news. But I will not let this idea go. I will not let the murder of police officers and innocent people go. And don't get me wrong, if the numbers supported an injustice the way Black Lives Matter claims, I'd be screaming from the rooftops, but the numbers simply do not support it. All of that said, one unjustified shooting is too many, and that person should be held and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But it takes time to do that, and emotional reactions right off the bat are not the answer. Now, if you're looking for the show through the week, you can find it each and every weekday at 5 p.m. on conservativeradionetwork.com. Conservative Radio Network now powers Red Nation Rising Radio, so you can find us there also, rednationrising.us. We are on K98 Talk, the 405 Media. We are on Sackheads Radio Media. We are on High Plains Radio. We are on StreamingTalkRadio.com. and IPBN-FM.com. So special thanks to all those guys. You can find daily plays there at each of those websites. You can find the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play. And a special thanks to all of you. We passed 10,000 plays today. That's a big number, and we're very excited to do that. So thank you to each and every one of you who tune in and listen. And then, of course, each and every weekday, 8 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, and not each and every weekday, on Saturday, on News and Information 570 KLIF. That is our live offering. It's the one time a week you have the opportunity to call in and be a part of the program. If you are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, fear not. You can still pick up the show. KLIF.com has a stream on their website. ConservativeRadioNetwork.com as well. They carry it live, and the 405 Media carries it live. So lots of opportunity to get a hold of the live show to call in and be a part of it. Now, turning our attention back to the presidential race for a moment. It appears now that Bernie Sanders has carried his delegates and his weight into forming the platform for the Democratic Party, he's willing to jump behind Hillary Clinton. In fact, Tuesday, he's going to be with Hillary on a campaign stop in New Hampshire. And that is because the DNC delegates have put together the platform for the Democratic Party over this election campaign. One of the big swing and misses for Bernie, even though he claims this is the most progressive platform we've ever had, he's happy with it, is that it will not oppose the Trans-Pacific Partnership, that TPP trade deal with all the Asian countries. And he says the rejection of it's very disappointed, but there's a lot to be excited about. Well, the Bernie Sanders followers came out and went to work on the Twitter, saying TPP equals trading profits over people. One lady asked, is this the DNC or the GMP? No banning for fracking, yes to TPP. And they go on. Now, one follower wrote an open letter to Bernie Sanders, and it has been shared over 5,000 times on Facebook. And he says, look, there is no concession or promise Hillary Clinton could possibly make that we could trust. And there is nothing that you, that's right, Bernie, even you could say that could shake our resolve. I'll say it once, and I'll say it for good. We will not vote for her. So us on the right aren't the only ones that have figured this out. Apparently those on the extreme left have too. Now, Bernie Sanders said he'll do everything possible to help elect Hillary because Trump's a pathological liar. That was in a Bloomberg News interview. I find it fascinating because this guy who penned the letter, Bruce Carter, rejected that in a recent interview with Breitbart. He said, Trump does not scare me as much as Hillary does. The Democratic Party is a joke. And so the left is as fed up with her as we are. They see what's going on. They're not happy about it. They know who and what Hillary Clinton is. We know who and what Hillary Clinton is, but there's still people out there drinking the Kool-Aid. Much like the Black Lives Matter group, they refuse to look at the evidence in front of them, and they're just trusting what these people are saying. The problem is the people don't care about them. They have hidden agendas, and their motivator is power and money every single time. We've gone over all of Hillary Clinton's blunders, if you will, but they're not blunders to her. To her, that's good business. That's good politics. But all the places where she falls short of the integrity needed from a politician. Now, look, I'm here to tell you, I don't care what she did in the past. I don't care. If she was held accountable, paid her debt to society, and came out and said, I was wrong, I messed up. But here is evidence that is not who I am anymore. Look here, look here, look here. I'd drop it. We would talk about policy. But Hillary Clinton refuses to admit she's wrong. She's never paid a debt to society, and she continues with business as usual. I'm telling you, if you ran anybody out there, and I liked them, I don't care if they murdered somebody. I don't care if they were thieves. I don't care if they'd been investigated by the SEC. I don't even care if they're a pedophile. If they have gotten the help they need and they have paid their debt to society and they can prove to me through works, through action, that that's not who they are anymore, I'll forgive them because that's my job as a Christian. I'm not here to judge. Vengeance isn't mine. I don't get to decide whether something's good enough or not. I'll forgive them. What I need is somebody that can run the country, is what I need. And I need somebody that will do it well and do it with integrity. But unfortunately, the best predictor for the future is the past. And Hillary Clinton's past is just laced with shady business and lies and deceit. And so good for the Bernie Sanders standing up and saying, no, I'm not putting up with this. We'll vote for Donald Trump before that because she is a liar. I think Miss Clinton would find a lot of refuge, a lot of appreciation from people if she would just come out and say, hey, here's what I did wrong. Problem is there's a lot of jail time attached with that.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Find new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
So Gretchen Carlson used to work for the Fox News Channel. She hosted a midday show. Seemed nice enough, seemed cool enough, I guess. Did a good job, I don't know. But for whatever reason, Roger Ailes decided not to renew her contract. Decided that he was going to go another direction with that show, with that time slot, whatever. You never know what program directors have up their sleeve. You know, maybe he wants to change the format of the show. Maybe he just wants a new host. Who knows? It's a very cutthroat business. It truly is. I know that we have tried to kick in the door in terrestrial radio for a while now to find us a Monday through Friday spot, and We get showered with compliments. Oh, you're so great. Oh, you have a conversational voice. People enjoy listening to you. You don't talk over the audience's head. All that garbage that you get when you try to be a talk show host. Yeah, but we don't have any spots for you. We use the nationally syndicated guys. Okay, that's fine. I get it. But it just shows you how hard it is to get into the business, because in their eyes, you could be the best in the world, but they're still not going to use you for whatever reason. Maybe they just don't want to. Gretchen Carlson knew this when she got into this business. She knew it wasn't easy. She knew it was cutthroat. That's why you see all of these personalities bounce from place to place. Now, before we get into what happened, it's important to know that when you were the voice behind the microphone or you were the face in front of the camera, you were such a small piece of the puzzle. It's true for the Gavin Mitchell Show. You have producers that make sure everything's working technologically. The technical producer makes sure the sound works, it goes out, everything's good. You have producers that make sure you get your guests and your information and all of that. You have a research department. You've got all these people that make this thing go. And the fact of the matter is that these people that work for these big agencies and these radio stations, they don't make jack. I mean, $10, $15 an hour is what they make, and they work harder than anybody else. It's the quote talent, the voice behind the microphone, the face in front of those are the people that get the bucks. And so as a result, if you're the person that is the quote talent, which what a joke of a term that is, but if you're the talent, you take care of your people because you're just quarterbacking the team. If you don't have an offensive line to block, you can't throw. If you don't have a receiver to catch, what's the point in throwing? If you don't have a running game to keep the safeties honest, you're in trouble. You're just one piece of the puzzle. You're just one person, a mini pulling on the rope. And so you go out of your way to take care of these people because what they do can make you great or it can make you not so great. Make sense? So here we go. Gretchen Carlson, apparently by all reports, wasn't that fun to work with. All the other hosts would, bring in lunch, say hello, take time to get to know these people. All these people behind the scenes would just really take care of them the best they could. Not Gretchen Carlson. Everybody said she was standoffish, she wasn't real polite, wasn't awesome. That's not all. She claimed that Roger Ailes sexually harassed her, said in a closed-door meeting, you and I should have a sexual relationship. It makes things easier like this. And I said it point blank then. The timing is suspicious in this lawsuit. Had her contract been renewed, we would have never heard anything. But she came out saying, I feel like I have to stand up for women and so on and so forth. No. Well, Kimberly Guilfoyle, Guilfoyle is one of the hosts of The Five. You see her around. She's a former attorney. Came out and says, I've known the man very well the last 15 years. He's someone who I admire greatly. He's a champion of women. He's always been 100% professional, respectful, helpful in terms of mentoring me for television and in terms of making me a better anchor and putting me in the right spot to develop me as a talent. In terms of Roger's character, integrity, and credibility, I cannot stand up enough for Roger. But Gretchen Carlson says that he harassed her. That he said, I think we should have had sexual relations. Problem is no one else on the staff will collaborate this. No one. So she sued. She sued for sexual harassment and claims she's planting a flag for women. And let me say this, point blank. Accusations like this, if they are not true. Now, look, there's still a possibility out there that he said this behind closed doors and was just smitten with Carlson and nobody else, and that's how this thing turned out. It's still a possibility. But when you shake the magic 8 ball, all signs point to no. False accusations like this damage people. The internet is forever, and I don't care if it's sexual harassment, sexual abuse, domestic abuse, all of those are unequivocally wrong and inexcusable, and the punishment should be severe for those. With that said, the false accusation, for whatever reason, vengeance, to get ahead, I don't care what the reasoning is. That accusation is absolutely unacceptable, and it should come with every bit of a severe penalty as the action itself if you falsely accuse somebody. It is disgusting. If Gretchen Carlson is lying, I hope she never works in this business again. I won't work with her. I promise you that. Folks, that's going to do it for the program today. Remember, in the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. Don't forget, rednationrising.us for Red Nation Rising Radio, hashtag Red Nation Rising. For Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.